That's Wookie for 6 figures. I like that for an opening. I'm thirsty. I got Verner's in my vintage Subway cup here. So it's not beer. It's not ale. It's just Verner's. It's very delicious. It's good old Michigan ginger ale. Anyway, it's time for 6 figures. I got a couple interesting ones here. I'm just going to dump them out. And we'll stack them and rack them. So if you saw my last video, I caved in. I didn't want to wait for new ones to come out. And there weren't enough on the shelf to buy multiples, enough to get a 6-figure count. And I kind of got interested in some of these oddball Fortnite figures. So I got some as a test just to see if they were decent, if they fell apart as soon as you took them out of the box, or if they were worth it, if they were quality, if they stood. And if being 4 inches and not 3 3/4, did they fit in with my existing collection? And the answer is, well, yeah, pretty much. They kind of do. It's really kind of interesting how they do blend in nicely with everything, in my opinion. That being said, I did pick up another one. Eventually, one of these days when I go to Ollie's, I'll probably go by the Fortnight wall, and I'll probably get a whole bunch of Fortnite ones that I don't have, that I want to either kit bash or paint app or, army build for some reason or another. But I will probably get some of those characters. I think they would look pretty awesome riding a speeder bike in like a background scene of diorama, or maybe just sitting in one of the speeders. Anyway, I'm rambling. Just a good excuse to buy some highly articulate action figures. So coming in at number 6 today. Why do we say number 6? Well, because she's not a Star Wars figure, so it's always going to get kicked to the back of the line if it's not Star Wars. So little Miss Fortnight, let's at least get her name, give her the respect of that. This is Bundles. Bundles is her name, and she's an adorable little, I gotta get you in the picture there, an adorable little teddy bear that will probably eat your face off and chop your head off with that weird looking axe. So she's number 6. Let's see, I got some duplicates over here, and let's see, I didn't vote on these ones. I don't have Hera yet in the retro. These are actually my first Ashoka retro series figures that I've gotten besides the HK87. Okay, here. This is really hard to do. I'm going to flip it over so I can get them all in one row. Let's see. In the line are Ahsoka Tano, Morgan Elsbeth, HK87 Assassin Droid, Marok, who I have not seen, Sabine Wren, who I have not seen yet, General Hera Syndulla, which I have here, one of, and Chopper. I haven't seen Chopper yet in the retro series. Haven't seen Chopper, Sabine, or Marok. Yeah, and I skipped getting Ahsoka because I don't know why. I just didn't feel like getting that one. There probably will be one still on the shelf when I go next time, so if they are, I'll probably pick her up. But in the meantime, these are the ones I got. So I've got this guy right here already. So we're going to make him number 4 and 5 because it's the repeat of one that I've already got. So let's see if we can get you guys to sit there nice and neatly without falling over. Maybe. Can I not be so lucky? Yeah, maybe that works. Can you see it? Yeah, here we go. We'll just do him like that. I don't want to knock nothing over with my stupid arm. Okay, so let's put the Twi'lek down, not talk about it for a minute. Morgan Elsbeth, she is an interesting looking character. I'll get that card back up there. And I'll let me go back just 1 second. I know I already did a video on these, and I didn't do a close up. Yeah, you've seen me open this one before. If you haven't, go back and watch a couple Six Figures videos back, and you will at least 2 versions from this one. Anyway, I did open one in a episode just a few weeks ago. I think last month, somewhere in there. And I did open one of these so far, and I kit bashed one of Ray's Octu cloaks that she had on from the vintage collection, Ray. And since Ollie's is just chock full of her, like shelves full of nothing but Ray Octu, I pick one up every so often just to steal the cloak, the gun, the saber, the little stuff that comes with it and everything. And then, you know, it's a perfect figure to bash into other things, head swaps and so on and so forth. But anyway, yeah, I'll come up with some sort of cloak for just about all of these. But anyway, that is number 4 and 5. Since they're the same figure, they are one and the same. I'm gonna move Morgan to my number 3 spot. Only because no soft goods. There's no weapon, no staff, because it's the Ashoka version. If this was the Mandalorian version, she might at least have the staff, the Beskar staff. But neither version of this character that I've gotten in vintage collection so far came with that staff. So I kind of hope that somewhere down the line they kind of release her with some version of that staff and on a Mandalorian card. Might be too late for that, but anyway, she is going to be my number 3. Like, yeah, but she is a cool background character, so we'll give her that. And my number 1 and number 2, they're twins, because that's the 2 Twi'leks that I have right here, Hera and Dula. Now I do have the fully articulate vintage collection version of this figure, and it's really nice. Her and Chopper are sitting on a Starfighter, one of my custom built ones, and there's just a big congregation of action figures, droids and monsters just hanging out around this ship. The Tusken Raiders are walking their dogs, and it's pretty darn cool. And on top of that whole mess is Hera and Chopper just sitting having a conversation on top of a half-built starship. Pretty cool. So she's got a really cool, interesting look. I'm thinking one of these might get kit bashed into head swaps with head and hand swaps in some fashion. Well, so we don't have to worry about the hand swapping because she's got gloved hands. So literally, all I would have to do is paint whatever color the face of whatever female action figure that I put on here. I just have to paint this area of the collar, like flesh tone or blue tone or whatever. Well, maybe I'll do one of my Ayla Sakuras. Maybe I'll use an Ayla Sakura head and swap it out. You know, boil one of these and do a little head swap. And then in the process of doing that, maybe do a color swap also on the jacket in some fashion to make them a little bit different from one another. But these are excellent pair of background characters, and I love how she has the purple background behind her. So let's put her next to Morgan, and this will be a very, very easy Six Figures episode. I do want to remove this fleece really quick because the heater's on and it's starting to get a little bit warmer up here, and I'm getting overheated. So my fleece. Anybody else think Rebel jacket, sort of, when you see this thing? I don't know. Every time I see it, I just feel like I need the little Rebel, what is that, Sucrets thing that they used for the insignia badge when I wear that thing. It does remind me of the like the Rebel jackets anyway. It's got that look. Gotta stay hydrated. Sorry about that. Up here in the shop where everything's dusty and dirty all the time. Yeah. So, should we open some figures? What do you think? Oh, wait a minute. I'm not opening nothing because I see you're not subscribed. And you didn't hit the like button yet. So, let me think. How does this work? If I was watching this on YouTube and I was seeing this back, then I would be seeing a like button. What? Would there be a like button over here somewhere? Or would it be over here somewhere? I don't remember. I guess we'll have to find out when we watch the video. Anyway, somewhere down here is a like button and a subscribe button. Why don't you take 5 seconds and find it, smash it, and then don't forget to comment. Don't pick on my hair. It's a bad hair day and I just don't care. Let's open Fortnight first because she was number 6. So, I'm going to have to retrieve my X-Acto knife. Or a X-Acto knife, which means take a quick trip over here, and there we go. I knew I could reach one without going all the way around the bench. There we go. All right, here we go, Fortnight. What's her name again? I don't remember. Bundles. I should have remembered that. Bundles. I don't remember the names of the ones I opened last time. I think one of them might have been called Thunderbolt. I don't know. There was like Savannah or Isabel. I got Isabel last time. I do remember her. She's fighting Ashoka. I gave her a lightsaber. She looks like a Sith witch to me. Isabel. She looks like one of the Night Sisters from the Clone Wars. That's why she's up there with Ashoka. She fits really nicely with those HK-47 or HK-87s that I got from that same line. Oh, yeah. And I just found out this morning that Vintage Collection is releasing yet another version of the HK-87. And it is the Vintage Collection version of this. So this color scheme will be available with a black cloak. The fighting staff and the blaster, just like the existing red and black one that they have out now. But he's from a different scene than the red one, evidently, even though, yeah, they kind of show up together. Anyway, he's coming out in the Vintage Collection, along with another character I can't remember off the top of my head. Wasn't super excited. Oh, that Death Trooper is coming out too. The I don't know, whatever that crazy black mechanical robot stormtrooper monster thing from Mandalorian season 2 is going to be out in Vintage Collection. Now it's out in the deluxe that it comes with the bivouac thing that it recharges itself in. But I wasn't spending $30 on that. That's why I don't have any, although I would love to have a whole rack of them for a diorama, something. I can't spend $30 a piece on those guys. I'm going to have to wait till they show up at Ollie's and get whatever I can get in the lower price range, because it's just going to be too expensive for my blood to buy that at full retail. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Anyway, Fortnite, this stuff is starting to be on clearance right now. That's why I'm starting to pick up some of these things, because I won't pay more than a tenner for any of these guys. I'm just kind of 10 or below. It's not going to kill me. So, anyway. And this is, I passed up one of these at a resale shop, and I went back to get it, and it was in like the grab bag with a little bag of toys. And I saw it was the pink one of this, and I'm kicking myself for not getting that. Probably should have done it, because I looked up later, and that one's kind of hard to find, according to eBay, anyway, for a decent price, anyway. So, show you what she looks like really quick before I pull it out. No bad jokes there. Don't do it. Don't go there. So this axe is pretty interesting. They use a lot of pinks and stuff in the and interesting fluorescent colors in Fortnite. At least in these action figures. And I've never played Fortnite. I will one day. I will one day download Fortnite and get into it. I just haven't been able to motivate myself to start playing a video game of any sort. So, I don't keep this part. I do keep this part every once in a while. So, I want to see really quick what happens. Do I have the ability to modify? I was joking around about the figure actually falling apart. And this one actually did. The legs just popped right off. That's interesting. It's very interesting. I think I do know what I'm going to do with her. I'm going to go ahead and pop this. See if the head pops off. Think I'm going to break it? You think I should boil it and do it? Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I am going to probably warm this up in some hot water and pop that head off of there and find a different character head to put on this, because I don't really like the teddy bear face. I just don't feel like that fits in. But it's passable as a character in just a fur jumper, you know? Like, maybe it's just a fur jumpsuit. I've seen silly things like that. Wow, she's really awful. Her little... There. Joints don't want to stay together. Okay, so these characters have the ability to really pose some interesting articulate ways. And once you get used to moving them around, you got to kind of find all the perfect spots where the plastic wants to settle nicely, and then find a way to distribute the weight. Oh, and break another leg off. Hey, break a leg. Just kidding. Don't break any more legs. So she looks interesting. What is this on her side? I can barely tell what that is. It's like... It's really interesting detail. Look at that on the belt. It's like... Can you tell me what that is in the comments, please? Because I don't play Fortnite, so I don't know anything about this character. And I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see what that even is. Are my glasses even within reach where I could actually solve this? I don't think they are right now. So I can't zero in on that. But let's go ahead and give her the axe that she came with. We're going to give you the axe, lady, because you're the psychotic axe lady. So, yeah, I think she's kind of menacing with yeah, I'm gonna get her stand. There. It's not, you can't, we're standing where you can see her. Okay. I'm putting her right there. Can you see her? You probably can't see her very well. It's just a distance issue. But, can we move on to the next one? We're gonna do this really quick, because I did one of these already. So, I'm not going to bug you if you smash through this really quick. I am getting better at maintaining the card back without doing a whole lot of damage to it. I am saving the card backs, just the card back. I had saved them before in the 90s and 2000s, and I kind of wish I'd saved them. But eventually I did get rid of all the cardboard. Oh, I killed it. It fell over. But I've got a little collection of these card backs that I've been keeping. kind of like, thought at some point they might reintroduce the old proof of purchase way of ordering stuff, where you go, you know, you'd get these little, you used to have a little proof of purchase on the back of the toys, a little Kenner proof of purchase. And it would be interesting to see them return to that. We're not in a mail order world anymore in the same way. We got HasLab for that kind of stuff, but it would be kind of a nostalgic nod to us old fuckers that grew up with that kind of that kind of Star Wars. We all mailed away for our Boba Fett's and our Bosts and our, what else did we get? I got all of them, all the mailways, every one of them. So this was an interesting discovery that some of these, I don't think the vintage collection or the retro one does it the same, but maybe. Oh, okay, they do. You can fit that rifle on his back, so that when you sit him over here next to crazy Panda Lady, I think if she was turned like this, and I could kind of sit him here like, hey, what's up with you and that axe? You're not going to do anything dangerous, are you? You can't really see what I got going on here. Oh, you zoom in, you can. See how I can do on opening this one. Oh. I know one thing, we get some of these retro series action figures at our local Meijer every once in a while. And they don't carry any vintage collection there. They have all the Black Series stuff. Another retro card, eh? We saw that just a minute ago. They carry the Black Series ones, but I have not seen a single vintage collection at our Meijers. Okay, so that's 6, 5, and 4 have been opened. Let's just pop them out of this box here. Oh, right over the edge. We're gonna get the gun out of there. Do we put the gun in the hand this time? Or do we put it on it? Let's put this one on the back too. That's how they're gonna be on the shelf. So I'm just gonna get them used to being that way. I mean, I might even go as far as gluing a couple of these right to the back of the character so that they're just, What's going on there is if you look at the back, there's a little divot right here on this side here. My hand is covering up right now. Right in that little notch. If you're really accurate and with the right amount of pressure, you can get this rifle to snap into there sometimes. Okay, so I had this problem with my other one. I thought it was meant to snap in there, and I couldn't get it to do it. So I thought, well, maybe they just made it look like it is. This one snapped in no problem. No problem at all. This guy, however, he does not want his gun to snap in there. So that's weird. There's mold variations and all this stuff. But here he is with his weapon. He does hold the weapon very nicely. It's cool. It looks a lot like your droid blaster from episode 1, 2, and 3. They interesting take on the E11 Sterling machine gun version of the blaster. It's sort of updated with that little hand, the hand guard in front of it there. But yeah, that's a good looking figure. I'd have been happy having a handful of these to fight with my stormtroopers and stuff when I was a kid. It's an 80s style action figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation. We'll get him one more time. Very nice. This is a very nice figure. It makes me wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder. Who to open next? Obviously. Elsbeth. Elsbeth. The most boring action figure of the year. Elsbeth. Doesn't even come with a glass of beer. Elsbeth. Should have probably come with a Beskar spear. All right, do you want to see the card back before I tear it open? Morgan! Look at Morgan. One more time. There you go. Nothing fancy on the back of these cards. They all have this boring. At least they have a list. At least they do have a list of what figures come in this line. You can respect that. I think they're missing the boat by getting rid of the pictures of each wave because it's internet age and all that stuff, and I understand, well, we can look online and see who's in that wave. I want to see it on the back of the card. There's so much to ask. It's kind of, you're in the store, you see some new ones, you pick up the back, you look at it, and go, oh, wow, where's this one? I don't see that one. And then you're like, oh, man, I guess I got to go across town and go to that other Walmart and see what they got. And then you spend about $200 one day going to all the Walmarts within driving distance, buying every action figure you can find because all the new ones are out. You ever have one of those days? If you're watching this video and you collect action figures, I already know the answer is yes, so don't lie to me. Morgan, you know, she's not a terrible action figure. It's just that she doesn't really have anything to articulate her personality other than that. So just kind of, she's a background character. As this type of an action figure, she could really do nothing but just stand there and look Morgan-y, Elsbeth-y. So the vintage collection version I have of her, for some reason, I don't know why, but she sits perfectly. And I got her hands just kind of sitting like this. And look, she looks like she's just passively sitting and attentively listening to none other than Luke Skywalker, who's sitting right next to her. And it's like they're having a little conversation. And for some reason, they just look cool together. And that's just the way it is. So right here, Morgan is kind of, she's over here. And she is there confronting Mr. Teddy, or little Miss Teddy Bear here. So enough playing around. We're going to open one of our Heras. Hera. Beautiful, beautiful Hera. Love the orange pants. Love the leather jacket. Love the green head tails. Damn good looking figure. Took me a minute to warm up to the retro because I really prefer the articulate figures. Because they can articulate. My favorite thing is to have characters in like sitting positions and stuff. So, you know, in my old diorama, I've probably talked about it before on here, but I had my cantina scene set up with the Imperials and clones were kind of coming in on one side of the cantina. The Rebels and Scum were kind of coming in on the other side. There's a mix of everything kind of converging in the midst of all of that. And I hope to recreate that in a new, interesting way here in the next couple of years as I retrieve my old collection and add my new collection to my old collection and make it look like Star Wars threw up in my house. Okay. Not my house. Doesn't matter. Huh. I also heard a rumor that the Jawa Sandcrawler might be on the list of HasLabs. Hey, let me know what you think about that if you're watching this and you want to comment on it. I was considering building my own up here on this table, making a big sand crawler or two. Well, I had the idea of having a diorama with a very large sand crawler. And then having like and making it out of this white Lexan material that I use for backlit signs. It's a good substrate for building. Oh, let's put Hera up to the camera so you can really see her good. Okay, she's got a cool little blaster. I put the blaster in the holster. Put the blaster in the holster. I got this thing sort of like Boba Fett had on the vintage or on the retro. This little ring in the holster lets you put the gun in there. And hey, yeah, you know what? Hera's got a nice butt. So anyway, the blaster sits in there. I'll take it out so you can see it even better. Okay, there's the holster. So you remember Hoth Han? I think it was our first figure that had that kind of a feature. This is a nod to that. It's very cool that they did that. Once you put the blaster there. And, yeah. So now, get a good look at that figure one more time. Now let's turn the head just a tiny bit. And get her leaning forward just a touch. Okay. We got one more to go. 6 figures. Number 1. They're always around half an hour, 45 minutes, these videos. I promise to be quick with this one. Because it is the last one. It's also late. I want to finish my burners. Go in the house. Get the catnip out. Play with the cats. Go to bed. Get up. Go to work tomorrow. But I saw I had at least an hour to kill. So here we are. Here we are, killing an hour and destroying the package on yet another very nice looking package. I know. Who gives a shit about that flat piece of cardboard anyway? This time, much like our HK87, well, one with a holstered blaster and one with a handheld blaster. And I think that's what we'll do here. And one of these days, when I do some comparison videos, I will probably pull Vintage Collection Hera out from the shelf. And I will pull my chopper. And then I'll have this Hera, who's now holding the blaster, to compare to the Vintage Collection Hera. And then I'll have when I get the retro chopper, I will also compare chopper to chopper. And I actually have yet one more version of chopper with, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what version it was that he's from. But he came with a kind of clamshell opening version of the Ghost that's about yay big. Not huge ship by any stretch of imagination, but I don't even know the name of the series that ship came from. But I got that the Ghost and a chopper together at a resale shop, and then missing some parts, but still had chopper, so I bought it for whatever, a couple bucks. So anyway, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, comparison. I want to eventually do some videos where I compare these retro series to their Vintage Collection counterpart. And maybe if I get lucky, that'll happen in the midst of a 6-figure video. I have yet to go to the store and purchase Vintage Collection and retro series from the same store or in the same batch of 6 figures. Where I've been able to open a retro and a Vintage Collection version of the same figure, such as like opening Hera and Hera, each version of that. I haven't done one of those yet, but I'm sure it's bound to happen somewhere down the line. But well, with the figures open and out of the boxes, I will be revisiting each one like I said. I got Hera and Hera, so as soon as I get Chopper Retro, I can compare him to the Vintage Collection, and yet that third version that I have that I can't remember what version is, and the same with Hera, and I'll be able to do that with HK in the same fashion. I think that'll be a fun little video. I may have opened one of these HKs, retro ones, with the pure red Vintage Collection one. That may have happened. If I'm not mistaken, I think it did happen. But the stipulation there was, yeah, this was the red, brown, gray variation and not the pure red variation. So with the new Vintage Collection one coming out, it's quite possible that I might pick that one up and then in the same day pick up another retro version in the same color scheme. That would be brilliant. That would be awesome, because I could do a comparison right then and there. And I hope they follow suit by doing the retro version also in a pure red, and maybe adding a soft good or a spear instead of the blaster. I don't know. Whatever, Hasbro. Here's a bright idea. Fix that little hook in the back for the next mold, release the red one, and make it so we can hold the blaster and click it in there and everything, but maybe you should do something on the other side so that you can snap in the big staff that he needs to have with him as well. I'm just throwing that out there. If I was a toy maker, I might consider something like that. So anyway, we got some card backs to add to my little collection of card backs. Little plastic buckets that, we'll throw those away most of the time. And that concludes our video. Once again, coming in at number 6 was this beautiful little Fortnite character. What was her name? Fuzzy Wuzzy? I don't remember. I threw the thing away. It's over the edge. I have no idea what this character's called now. So Teddy Bitch. We'll just call her Teddy Bitch. Yeah. You're going to lose your head. I'm sorry. I don't dig that. I have a Battlestar Galactica Daggett, and I'm going to pop this head off and probably kit bash my way into a Daggett using this head. If I can pull it off and make her into a Daggett, then that's going to happen. I do know one thing. I cannot fucking stand that ugly ass teddy bear head on the human body. A terrible action figure. It's all because of the head. So, but she does stand really well. Once again, our HKs, we'll bring them both out next to each other here so you can see them both again. Oh, there you go. There we are. Now, blaster in hand on this guy, no blaster in hand on this one. Why? Because this one plays well with others when it comes to putting his weapon away. This one won't fucking hold the weapon on the back. Tiny bit annoying, but it's only a 5-point of articulation action figure, and I'm not expecting much from something that's mimicking a 1980s action figure. So we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide, Clyde. And I do like that, though, that it does hold that blaster. Vintage collections that I have, not only are they more articulate and interesting to look at because of that articulation, they hold the blaster very well. It snaps right in, no problem. So I kind of expect that. That's a $16 figure versus, a $9, $11 figure or whatever. Morgan, yeah, pretty boring. Morgan's pretty boring. She really could have been number 6 because she's definitely not as cool as Teddy Bear Lady over here is. Not by any means. Teddy Bear Lady is way cooler than her, but not Star Wars. in a mix with Star Wars always gets kicked to the back of the line. Sorry. Hera, though, you can pretty much guarantee the prettiest action figures are always going to be number 1 and number 2 and top of the list for me. I am very partial to the Twi'leks. I love the Twi'leks. I cannot get enough of them. There was just a few of them in the lore in the beginning, starting with Jabba's palace and that one Twi'lek character, and then it spawned a whole expanded universe full of Twi'leks, and now we got quite a few of them in our vintage collection lines and so on and so forth since the late 90s. That's very, very cool that they've added to the line in so many different ways over the past many years. I don't know why I'm rambling about that. That's it. That's all I got today. These 6 figures right here. Getting quite a bit longer video than I wanted it to be, but maybe I can zoom this so you can see them a little bit better before I knock them all over, because it's time for me to go to bed.